And also I'd like to welcome my good friend, my new boss. You know, you can feel like you're getting older when your classmate becomes your boss. Well, it's good to have Pastor Greg and Susan Williams. So welcome, great to have you. And what a great choice that is. I'm so happy that God chose him to be the one to take the mantle after Dan Rogers. So appreciate him for that. Thank you so much. By the way, thank you. I like that song. I like that statement. It says, it's time for us to more than just survive. It's time for us to thrive. That's a good one. I like that song. That's kind of the, I would say, one of the main points that I learned. You know, as you know, I went to this conference this past week. It's called Church Exponential. And it was good because that was the focus of the whole conference. The theme is rethinking evangelism. It's basically telling us that no strategy, whatever we try, whatever program, can succeed without being with Jesus. That's where we really thrive. It's focused on Jesus. I mean, we were singing the song, to know you and to make you known. So that was the main focus. And even with one of the things I learned, even with counseling, for example, I learned it. I mean, I stand guilty, even as a pastor. Many times when we talk to people in different issues, we can go into our own logic or wisdom or philosophy and psychology, and then miss the whole point that Jesus Christ really is the answer. One of the speakers even talked about the branches that were cut. You know, if the branch is separated from the vine, who is Jesus, no matter what the branch will do to itself or try to work out something, nothing will happen. No strategy can make the branch produce fruit. The only way, the only strategy for it to produce is for the branch to get connected to who? Jesus. That's the only way. So focus people, when you're dealing, and I've been thinking about it, and focus people to who really matters, and that is Jesus Christ, the person of Jesus. And it's kind of interesting that, just mentioned to you quickly, that particular day, right after the conference, when we were in the parking lot, I got a telephone call. This from my daughter. It's okay with her. Anyway, and she was crying on the phone. And she said, Dad, I don't know what to do. I'm ready to quit. I'm tired. She's a nurse, by the way, and she said it's so tiring working with, people, and so mean to her. She was in tears. People saying bad words, and she said, I tried my best. I tried to love. I tried my best, and I reached a point where I'm burned out. I can't go on anymore. I want to quit. And said, well, what do I do, Dad? It's one of those moments you might, what do I say now? What do I say? Then, of course, I just heard from the conference, focus people to who really matter, Jesus. So I said, well, let me tell you about what I learned from the conference, and that is, we have, Jesus Christ. And Jesus Christ is a man of love, is a man of grace, he's God. And grace is what Jesus did, and that's who he is. And he gives something to us that we don't deserve. That's what love is. You give something good that they don't deserve. And I said, I'm just so glad that you have Jesus. Because that's what nurses do, especially in your case, that's what a nurse does. And when you focus on Jesus and connect with him, God is going to give you that strength to move on. And of course, it was a bad day for her because she just crashed into another car. To add to that, I was so worried. So I said, then of course I kind of added this to my talk to her. What if someday, Carmel, I will be like a patient and I'm kind of have dementia? Will you still love me? I have to put that in, I said, sure, Dad, sure, Anyway, that's besides the point. But the following day I prayed, and the following day she called in the morning, but we were in the conference, but around noon time, I called her back and she said, Dad, I'm the happiest person in the whole world today. I already got 6 people who said, I am the nicest nurse they ever met, and they were so happy because I woke up today so refreshed, and I can feel Jesus, in me, and I was just smiling and I don't know where I got that strength. I was just serving, and here's something that happened. Now this is the rated R thing, but as somebody was cleaning up, they removed the diaper, somebody has diarrhea, and I even got sprinkled with it on my face, he said. And this person was so, sorry. And she said, don't worry, we love you, it's okay. And this lady, you crying, how can you be so nice to me, How can you be so nice? And she said, Dad, it's okay. I can just clean it up. Of course, I put bleach and all kind of thing, but it's okay, And by the way, Dad, my husband connected with the car that we hit with the owner, and the owner said, the car was bumped, and we look at it, and we look at the car, and we notice that we feel that the more bumps the car has, the more we love it. So forget about it. So she was happy. So anyway, so I sense that it does work. I mean, as Christians, that we have to connect people and go to what is really the most important thing. It works, Jesus. One other big aspect that I feel hit me too is, and I'm guilty about it, is that in evangelism, oftentimes we look at people as projects instead of persons. We look into people and, I have this, I need to be nice and I need to be really friendly so I can evangelize them, right? I mean, we do it. I mean, we love because we want them, respond to our invitation or what. And they say, that's not love. If our love is because of an agenda, that's not genuine. So one of the things they mention is in rethinking evangelism, we have to genuinely love people because they're God's, period. Just genuinely love without any strings attached, because if they don't respond well, I'm not friendly anymore because, you denied Jesus or what. But we have to love people, and so I look at it, so it made me think about it, That's just one aspect. I'm just mentioning the highlights that I kind of got into, make me think. Another one is, I think I put it in my blog where I mentioned, Jesus called the friends of sinners. And the enemy called him friends of sinners. It's a negative thing, but actually Jesus turned it into positive, because friend of sinners simply mean it's about grace. It's about Jesus. Then so we tend to think, okay, Christians, I need to be a friend of sinners, so what do I do? And so what I try to do as a friend of sinners, I try to invite people to eat and invite them, right? Invite people. And because I'm a friend, I have to do something for people and invite them maybe for a meal. But then one of the speakers said, that's well and true, but when we look at the Bible, we see that Jesus Christ, the friend of sinners, was actually invited by sinners. They invited him because he's the friend of sinners, and he was invited in many occasions. So the speaker said, are you invited? When you're invited by people, that means they recognize you as one being authentic. Again, that's something to think about. Am I invited by people out there? Because if no one invites you, and the only ones who invite you are the ones who pick you, like you because you're church, and then the others don't. Something to think about, because Jesus was invited by sinners. So that's something that kind of grabbed my heart, and I say, whoa, I really need to be more authentic and genuine in my relationship with people, because God loves people, period. That's who God is. So anyways, I'll share more of those in the future as well. We move on. So we have anniversary. Already? One day. 12 hours. And Judy Miata, happy anniversary. Michael too got their anniversary. Remember? The Ronquillos. And any guests that we have? Yes, could you please introduce?
Hazel is the mother of Jeff, the golfer.
The golfer. Jeff? By the way, she's a national champion, by the way. The young lady with Annika, she's a national champion in golf. Junior golf. Young people learning. You noticed probably last night, I was really impressed with my son David, dancing really well. I'm just so glad that he's learning a lot from me. He's learning some techniques. You probably noticed EJ dancing last night, and he's learning from me too. I appreciate that. Should teach him more of it in the future. But anyways, I'll just speak an announcement. Debbie, as you know, Debbie O'Brien, she's in San Diego right now. She really needs help because she needs to transfer her daughter Lauren to come here, and so she needs 3 or 4 men to help her pack and drive. So tonight, myself and Anthony, we need 2 more who can drive. So we're going there tonight and sleep probably, and come here so we can drive the U-Haul truck and her car, Lauren's car, and my car. So we probably need at least 1 or 2. You come to us if you're free. What we'll do is we'll drop David to Cal Poly Pomona, and then proceed to San Diego, and then come back tomorrow morning. So if you have time, we'll appreciate that. Okay, can I ask Pastor Greg to say a few words? Just say hi, come up here. I said a few words, come up here. Yeah. Nice and good friends.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's great to be with you. We kind of came in unannounced, which I enjoyed doing that. We were with the San Diego congregation, Mark and Ann Stapleton, last week, and Ann said I could do 2 or 3 sentences. So I was thinking, a few words, I would be able to do that. We're just glad to be here. Years ago when we started in ministry, I was a trainee in the congregation out in Glendora, California. That actually, when I started doing the math, it scared me a little bit. That was 27 years ago that we left from Laverne, where we were living, and then we've spent the last 27 years mostly back east. And so to make the trip back out here, we've come full circle, and so we're happy to be here. I don't know how much of a honeymoon period we get. It seems like we've hit the ground running pretty hard in the office. Dan Rogers is retiring at the end of this year, but he's still very active right now, and so we're transitioning. But he did clear out his office, and I moved in. So if you're out at Glendora at the office, come by and see us, and we'll be glad to show you around and spend some time. I work right down the hall from Stephen Morrison. Stephen and I see each other about every day now. So I think we have an appointment tomorrow so he can help me figure out Google Hangouts. So Stephen really is the brains behind the operation, if you didn't know. So we have a good camaraderie with the people in the office, and we just enjoy being a part of what's going on there and being able to serve our pastors and our congregations from Glendora. So keep us in your prayers. We're trying not to be overwhelmed because there's a lot to do, and sometimes it's a challenge just to determine what the priorities are, where we need to spend our time. And a lot of the young people here, I feel like I know a lot of the young adults. We went through Journey with the Master together. That's been, 3 years ago or more, maybe even longer. We're actually going to have, if you've seen in some of the announcements that have come out, they're going to do another round of Journey with the Master coming up in February with Anthony Mullins, and that'll be hosted out of the Glendora office as well. So even if you went through it one time before, I'm sure with Anthony, he's going to update things, and it'll be a little bit different, and the group will be unique. So just keep in mind that might be something to participate in and bring a friend to. So again, it's good to be here, and thank you for giving me a couple of sentences.
Oh, yeah.